Not yet, at least.
Look, it's him!
Grab a horse, we'll chase him down.
Through this narrow hallway? How is he riding a horse through here?
Hey-ya!
Oh, how did Roach get here? Alright. Come on, Roach.
Irongold! Stop, damn it!
I remember this area.
When I get my hands on him.
We were thinking we might find something, some other quest that might send us through here at some point.
You don't stand a chance.
We'll see about
We're actually fighting you? Yeah, I'm over here. Knock him off.
Why do you betray them? Talk or I'll finish what I started.
No Uncreate should ever sit on Skellige's throne. I know
Why
you
is that?
better than others do. You're hot-headed, irresponsible. Skellige needs stability, a strong king. Not the kind a band of drunken jarls will choose.
Right, so unleashing
yes.
drunken
Never
bears
heard
on
you
everyone is
voice
totally
that
the
idea.
answer.
But I do know one who never stops saying it. It's Berna Bran, isn't it? You were never a good liar or involved.
Ah, that's a good point. She conveniently was planning to leave. So, yeah, if there's someone who's really behind all this, then it would seem like maybe it's her. She's not necessarily looking for someone to take up the throne through the whole voting process, but just by eliminating all of the other candidates, then, yeah, like we said, if you eliminate everyone, then you might have to, by default, go for the more traditional, pure monarchy system. So yeah, it seems like she was the one behind it, and then you were just sort of the person doing the dirty work for her.
What was her motive?
It's obvious. She schemed this up to get rid of the other claimants. Slander our clan in the process.
Yeah.
If she
Pretty much.
succeeded, Svanrigga would have been left, the only claimant to Skellige's throne.
Yeah, was he not here? Was he chilling wherever the Turseach are? Maybe, but we do need a little bit more hard evidence. We have some pretty good evidence to convict this guy standing right in front of us, but less so in the case of
We need proof.
Berna.
Your word against Berna's, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Anvald, help us, and I'll ask my dad to grant you an honorable death. I'll insist.
I have letters from her. Instructions. How to poison the mead. But she never signed them. There's no seal.
That does make it a little tricky.
Will that be enough?
It'll have to be. We shouldn't delay. Time to gather the Jarls.
I've assembled the Jarls in council as you demanded, Ceres on Crate. You claim to know who's behind the slaughter at Caer Trolda. Speak then. The blood of Skellige's sons and daughters. Whose hands does it stain?
Berna Bran's. The lass is mad. Do you think anyone
she's
will
still here.
believe you? You had them serve poison mead to the berserkers. I beg your pardon. The servants of Caer Trolda are not mine to command. 'Twas your father who called for the feast, who assembled the guests.
There's reason in these words.
Have you any proof to confirm your accusation?
I've better. I've a witness. Arnvald.
Come on, Arnvald.
Ceres speaks true. Berner commanded me to poison the maid. When Ceres and the Witcher descended into the cellars.
You betrayed us. The clan that took you in.
Good man. He's a servant to Uncreate, a lackey. He will say what they command him to say. He would lie for them even were he to pay for it with his head.
Berner speaks true. Arnvald has served at Caer Trolder ever since I remember. Doily, look a dog.
Yeah, we have a little bit more than that, though. I mean, we can also vouch for what Sarah says, for whatever that's worth, but I don't think that means much.
I can vouch for Ceres. She's telling the truth.
You? Yet another Uncreate lackey. Did Ceres entice you to cooperate? I can imagine how. Or has Crack paid you to smear my name?
What did you say?
Calm yourselves.
After what I saw on Speaker Rock, I trust the Witcher. More than I do you.
Ah,
You've got right.
interesting.
But it's no proof of my guilt.
I do wonder to what extent the order in which you do quests matters here. Because, like, we obviously know Udalric, and we saved him. But I do wonder if there are certainly other people here, like Madman Lugos, we ran into him, yes, but didn't exactly have the best of times with him, because he did try to lock us up. This other guy, though, who in some ways is almost sort of running this, don't really know him. So I don't know if there were perhaps other quests that we might have been able to do with him on whatever area he's from, and might have earned some brownie points with him. That might have made it a little bit easier to convince him as well. But there is other evidence.
Got one more piece of evidence.
That's right, Saris strikes a power pose.
A letter from Berna to Arnvald, instructing him how to spike the mead.
Doesn't have her name on it, which does make it
It
tough.
lacks my signature.
Yeah.
It lacks my seal.
But perfume soaked through the parchment. A very strong scent, you know. Still to be sensed.
Okay. I mean, that's something, but...
Is this your proof, lass?
That is tough.
Is this what you call evidence of my supposed treason? Don't make me laugh.
Berna's right, Ceres. 'Tis all precious little proof of her wrongdoing. Alas, your brother Hjalmar also has not presented anything that could clear your family's name. We've but one path left to us.
Really?
Holger, Lugos, it's time we quit this damn castle. Come, we must decide what punishment Clan on Crete
Really?
will face.
I mean, what else could we have done? Like, I mean, that really seems like it's possible to convince them, right? And we just genuinely didn't have enough evidence. And what else could we have done? Like I said, we could have potentially done additional totally different side quests on different islands first in order to get brownie points with other people in order to make them a little bit more likely to act in our favor. Maybe we only had Udalric helping us out, and of course the on-crates, but their word isn't worth much here when they're the accused. And then potentially investigating more, but I don't know what we could have done besides what we had already done, other than maybe like when the cellar was on fire, if there was anything we could have done to like see who it was, if that was even possible, or anything like that, anything that we left behind. I mean, we have a little bit of evidence for seeing the guy who spiked the mead, but that's not really the question. It's more so trying to find Berna and evidence to convict Berna. So I don't feel great about this, because it feels like, I mean, maybe this is a guaranteed you're gonna fail, but it feels like we did something to mess up here, and it's not immediately apparent to me what that might have been, other than the other thing is that we didn't fight the Vild Carls. And again, I really don't know how important that was, because it really didn't seem important, but maybe it was far more important than I thought, and I didn't think it was part of this quest, because it had its own independent exclamation point. I thought it was just a brawling quest, and not very significant for that reason, but I don't know. If this all comes down to that, then I'm really angry. Like, if the reason why we failed this is because a quest bugged out and also was set up in a way that suggested that it was different from what it actually was, then major strike against this. Like, come on. That's ridiculous. But, I mean, at this point at least, I mean, not much we can do other than say we're sorry or try to say they're making a mistake.
You're making a big mistake.
Silence, Wanderer.
Also, I hate this person's
Wait!
guts.
Mother, you bade me to leave the hall before the feast. Why?
Son, not now.
Why did you do it? How did you
okay.
know? How? You stand silent.
There we go.
You gave Ceres no credence. Gave the Witcher no credence. But you must give credence to a son who accuses his own mother. The massacre was her doing. She shamed herself, me, the family, the clan.
There you go.
Svanrika, I did it for you. Only for you.
You admit to this deed. As the eldest of the Jarls, I cleanse the name of Clan on Crete And you, Burner Bran, I sentence to death. You will be chained to a rock to perish of hunger and thirst, and sea fowl will peck apart your remains.
That's pretty harsh. But at the same time, I mean, that was pretty horrendous what she did, right? She murdered maybe as many as 50 people. 30, 50, somewhere in that range.
When I had a lust for power, I knew this. But so strong as to commit such a crime.
What about Svanrige? What's his fate?
Yeah,
He'll
what
lose
happens
his
to him?
home, his name, his honor. He'll choose exile or death. But enough. Whatever comes, we must endure. I thank you, Geralt. Again.
No need. Again.
I'll not take any more of this modesty. This is a land of heroes. Let this remind you of that. And now, I must ride for Gedinath, for the Jarl's Council. Time to pick a king.
What do you think? Who'll get the nod?
Come with me, see for yourself. All may listen to our deliberations.
Ooh, I mean, we'll join you later. We got other things to do. This whole coronation thing, not very high on our list. So we have tea with Ermion, and I heard he actually wanted to play us again at Gwent. So sorry, but that kind of, yeah, that takes precedent over the whole king and queen process. Sorry about that, but maybe next time. Nah, we'll go.
I do have a horse in the race. Can't refuse, to be honest.
As I thought. Well, let's go.
Yeah, so I was very concerned that something went off just because we missed something there, maybe because of the Vild Carls, but fortunately it seems as though bullet dodged in that regard.
We're just in time.
They've already started.
Weren't long ago, we gave King Bran back to the sea. Today, our mourning ends. Today, by the grace of the gods and the clans, a new ruler takes the crown.
Is it Ceres?
Let us swear her fealty.
Huzzah! Come on, turn around. Turn around. Show him a crown. There we go.
I know some would see another in my place. I thank those who stood at my side. Here, beneath the sacred oak, I pledge to be a good queen to the ones and the others. I want peace and prosperity to reign in Skellige. And I count on you to help me fulfill that dream.
Ceres! 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 Ceres!
I mean, the whole thing where, like, Skellige and peace doesn't mix, you know, maybe that won't fly so much, but I am so glad that it's her. She was the one that I wanted to be the ruler. And that's kind of what I was thinking. We get an achievement for Kingmaker as well. No, Queenmaker on this occasion. But I was kind of thinking that it was basically when we chose to go either with Hjalmar or Ceres, whoever we did opt for was likely to be the ruler, and for that reason I did want to side with Ceres. Because I did, not only did I prefer her approach to that situation, but I also think I generally like Ceres a little more than I like Hjalmar.
Congratulations. You'll make a great queen.
Thank you. Wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
What'll you do?
What's the new Queen of Skellige planning?
To listen, learn, and listen again. Then we'll see.
Good plan.
I must unite the clans. I'd rather avoid war, but if Nilfgaard aims to attack, we must repel them together.
Drummond folk
Good
might be a
approach,
problem.
but
I
yeah.
saw Lugos during the ceremony. Furious, to say the least.
That is right.
There's always been strife between our clans. But I must try and talk to him. Just might bring him around.
Yeah.
Keep my fingers crossed.
Congratulations.
Farewell.
And good luck. Hjalmar, maybe not terribly pleased with the result.
You alright?
So. Anyway you cut it, I was bested by a wench.
Not just any wench.
Aye, true. Suppose if it had to be so, I'm glad it was Ceres.
Yeah, you ought to be proud of her.
Not even a little proud of her? Come on, admit it.
A bit, aye. She's the blood of me blood, bone of me bone. But don't tell her I said so. Liable to puff out her chest. Which would do her good now I think of it. We showed Lugos. That's most important. Did you see that rage grip him? I thought he'd burst.
Yeah, surprised to see him in that much of a huff, actually.
Our clans have been butting heads, chests, bellies forever. It's the lay of the land.
Yeah, so that will definitely be tricky. I do wonder if they'll be able to unite all of the clans, as it seems Ceres is aiming to do. As she was saying, Drummond may be the most difficult because that's Lugos and his crew, and they are not fans of the Ancrate. But others, especially like Udalric, after we helped out Udalric, I would think would be very keen on helping, and then we might be able to, if we were to say to continue to go to the other islands and meet with other people from other clans, continue to build some bridges and make it more easy, or make it easier for Ceres to, well, pull off her plan.
Take care, Yalmar.
Okay, so that's Yalmar. What about, is like Croc still here?
Sure.
Anyone else we particularly want to speak to?
Nilfgaard strikes. She'll hide her tail between her legs.
I would like to find Croc, if he is here. Do I see him though? Looking for the red. Oh, and we saw some people who were Black Hand something. That. Okay. And lots of people here.
Give us peace and prosperity.
Freya priestesses. Okay. Oh, there's Udalric. Okay. You have anything to say?
What brings you here?
How you doing? Any thoughts on the new ruler?
What do you think of Skellige's new ruler?
The Bardic claimant won.
I mean, I suppose you are biased. She is the one who helped you free your curse. Understandable.
This
George?
is good. No one in these isles deserves the throne more than does Ceres.
Okay. Glad to see others seem to be supporting her.
Long live Ceres! Long live the Queen! For the glory of the Isles! We'll follow you always into the fair!
Oh. That's nice.
Tis a good turn. The clans will unite.
Witcher?
Random
They couldn't have
druids.
wished for a better ruler in these troubled times.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll take the buff off.
Witcher.
Anyone else that we know? Epic horns as well.
Geralt of Rivia.
Okay. It's like we know, obviously we know Ancrate. We know the Brockbar. We know the Drummonds. We sort of know Druids, I guess. Oh, Ermion.
Can we talk?
Any thoughts on the new ruler?
What do the druids think of Skellige's new ruler?
Ancrate blood is good blood.
Oh.
Yet Ceres is the first woman to rule Skellige. Ever.
Not everyone's pleased.
There are 7 clans in Skellige.
Okay.
Each would like a king from their own line, but Ceres will manage.
Okay.
She's not as impulsive as Hjalmar. Thinks first, then acts. With Krak as her advisor, she has every chance to be ruled.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Farewell.
Still looking for him, though. So, like, of the 7 clans, I'm curious, like, how many do we really know? At least 3. Ancrate, Drummond, Brockvar. What else, though? Oh, Tercy. That's the clan that Burno's from, right? In which case, maybe not on the best of terms with them, but we haven't seen where they're from. There's Drummond. What else? Oh, this guy. This was the guy who was seemingly kind of running the show. So I'm curious to try to see if we can learn more about this dude. Oh, and Hey May? Yeah. That's one that we've seen here, but have not really met. Drummond, Hey May, Drummond. This looks like on crate. What's left then? I don't know.
I know you.
But still, wish we could find Croc here somewhere. I'm not seeing him right now, at least.
It's true. No lie in religion.
Yeah, I don't know. There's still the druids down below here. Shopkeepers. They're like, guys, can you keep it down, please? Trying to get some work done over here. Oh, he's asleep. Okay. Somehow still sleeping, even with all the commotion. Yeah, so we kind of just like crowned the queen of Skellige, and you were sleeping. So come on, dude. Get with the times, man. Big stuff's happening. Okay, I think this is just about it for things here, though. Frog may have just run off, disappeared. He just may flat out not be here. Either that or I just... Oh, well, he's right there. What am I saying?
Looks to me you're near bursting with pride.
Okay, glad we got to
If
see
only
it.
you knew, Wolf. Tell me, what other Jarl can boast children like mine? Shame their mother didn't live to see this.
Oh.
Ceres will make a good queen. Maybe she can finally unite the clans.
Let's hope. And if not, she'll always have me and Yalma. If the need arises, we'll take up arms for her.
Alright. Anyone else up here? I think Croc was definitely the last person I wanted to make sure we got the chance to talk to, so... That probably is the last of what we'll do up here. Glad we got the chance to socialize a little bit afterward as well, though. And how do you follow that one up? What do we do after that? I mean, maybe the main quest after that? Because I feel like anything after crowning the queen of Skellige feels like it's small potatoes compared to that, right? Oh, and oh, this we can do later on. Yes, but then there was something else where I thought we were... Yeah, we need to go back to Spickerog for this one. So I suppose maybe at this point in time, the Master of the Reno could be up and running. Don't know for sure. Then we're starting to run a little bit low on the quests here, in Skellige at least. If we take a look at our map, we've now done just about everything in Ard Skellige. We still have a few question marks here that we could potentially investigate, though I thought we saw... No, this was the area that we went to before, I think, where we saw some very high-level werewolves, and we were not thinking that we were ready to do that yet, so, I mean, we haven't really leveled up since then, or maybe once or twice, but probably not enough for that to be within our range now. So that means, in terms of things that are within a good range for us to do, we don't know with this question mark, but maybe that on Ard Skellige. Then, of course, there's this cave that we do want to go down, eventually, in order to get to these question marks, but this is the one with the level 31 ghosts that appear to be somewhat tied to the Wild Hunt. So I think that probably means we're looking at going to a different island now. The question is, do we go back to Spickerog now, or do we say go to an entirely new island, like maybe Hindersfjall, and do main quest? Maybe we just take a quick stop over at Spickerog and see if we can, in fact, do those things that we were thinking we might be able to do. So I think it was in Sporlag. And we should activate this quest, though. So we're looking for... Which one is it? It's, not this. This. Okay, it's the shopkeeper here, who is down there. Okay. We're on it. This person, who is where? What shopkeeper? Huh? Is it just like the wrong time of day? Maybe that's it.
They spoke the truth about you.
I guess so. Let's meditate. See if maybe this person is just currently sleeping. So, let's do this. Yeah, it's what? It's 4 a.m.? I suppose. Maybe they haven't woken up yet. We'll give them until 10. Then, it's back to business, right? There the person is. Okay. You.
God damn the dogs. You don't look like one to haggle.
We found some Clan Brockvar cargo, except it was not near Clan Brockvar, or it was not near Spickerod. It was on Art Skellig.
True and blue, bred and born.
Think I found something might belong to you and your kin. Cargo from a longship that wrecked north of Art Skellig.
Ach, the Heimdall's Wrath must be. Sailed out to raid the continent's coast. Must be a month now, never came back. But listen, you happen across a sword among the wreckage.
I think we may have.
Decorated, ornate.
Yeah.
Belonged to the captain. His kin would surely want it back.
That we did.
Yeah, I found it. Glad to give it back, provided the finder's fee is fair.
Naturally. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Thanks. Hurry, and you might be able to recover the rest of the cargo.
We'll do just that. I've folk to round up, but thanks for bringing the news to us.
Don't mention it. So long.
Okay. Do we actually need to talk to that other person, or are you going to find the person to give the sword to? Looks like... is it complete? Yes, it is. Okay. So, done with that, let's do a quick fast travel to the other place, the other village on this island, because that's where the arena is, and that may be a place that we can now, well, participate in that arena after we got rid of the ghost that was haunting it. They were saying they need a little bit of time to get it back up and running. And it is down here. And we just like, oh, there are definitely people in here. Hey, what's up? I think there was a quest tied to it. We might be able to highlight that quest and see who we're actually supposed to speak to. Who was it? Master of the Arena? Oh, earn our percentage of the takings? Maybe just get the monies from this? Hold on, wait, who was it? It's actually these guys down here, I think.
Greetings.
How's my cut in the earnings doing?
Business is booming for as I can see.
Better believe it. Every man and his hound wants to fight in the cursed arena.
You're marketing it as it's the cursed arena.
Must have grown sizable.
And how? Here.
I think we got something like 15 crowns the first time we did the first component of this quest.
Again, eh? Great things are about to happen here. Mark my words.
I hope they do. Good luck.
Can we actually participate in an arena run? Did someone first do? Oh, 20 crowns. We're rich. Is this just gonna say that it's done? Yeah. There's nothing for us to do in here. Like if we start throwing punches. No, we're not allowed to throw a punch at these guys. You won't let me. Like maybe not. Okay. Fine, fine. Influence this. Oh, that kid. That girl nearly sliced our leg off. Okay. So I think now we are truly done, or at least appear to be truly done, on this island. And mostly done with Ard Skellig, which is, that's the real accomplishment, because that is the huge island. And that means that the real question here is where to next? Because this island, check. This island, check. This island, mostly check, although we will come back here later on. And then this is the main quest here in Hindersfjall. Do we actually have... We don't have a fast travel spot here, so we actually would need to sail there, it would seem. Or, I mean, I have no idea which island this is. It looks quite small. So you compare that to where we currently are. This versus... This looks like half the size. I'm a little bit curious. Uriala Harbor. On account of their mastery for their craft and painstaking attention to detail, the shipwrights working in this harbor are considered the best in the Isles. So, we probably have some quests here. Let's actually take a quick look. We don't have many remaining at this point. There's definitely going to be people that we want to do the fist fights with. We've not done any of that yet. Where is the pirate ship? Don't remember that. That is... Oh, way over here? Okay. In Hindersfjall. So we'll definitely do that around the same time that we do the main quest. What about... Oh! Did we really not play Gremis? We were just... hold on. We were just over there. I assume he's in Ardskellig and at the Great Oak. Yeah. Oh, that would have been... I thought we did play him. Thought we did. Huh. Really? Okay. I mean, sure. I suppose we could do that now, but it's maybe not terribly urgent. And we have more races, and this one, I think, is also on Ardskellig, maybe? No, it's actually on Hindersfjall as well, it seems. Yeah. Okay, so we have a little bit remaining on Ardskellig, yes. And nothing that appears to be pointing us toward that little island, whatever it is, unless we have, say, like a treasure hunt? It has us there, or maybe even some of these multiple location quests. Like Pharaoh, I think is one of the islands. That might be it. No, apparently it is not. Pharaoh is apparently this one. Is there anything at all that we know about this island? Do we even know what it's called? Wentcars, Lambert is not in Skellige. Fergus is in Novigrad, and then we're all Novigrad here. Contracts, oh. Yeah, that's another thing, actually. We do have a few of these. The Dragon's level 28. That's not out of the question at this point. I think we were level, what, like maybe 22 or 23 when we first saw it, and we were thinking, maybe best to wait a little bit until we do that. And then this is a little bit higher still. Same with this. Treasure hunts, though. I mean, most of these we just happen across as we're exploring. So I'm not really sure we need to make too much of an effort to hunt them down. Although this could be... Okay. There's something over here. Okay. Why don't we try going over there? And we'll see what happens. We'll just see what we find. Okay. But for the most part, don't know what to expect. This is on Skellig. Okay. This tiny little area is on Skellig. Which I think means, yeah, the Tersiges. Okay, so this is, you know, potentially the place where everyone hates us. So, we have that to look forward to. And I believe as soon as we got here, we got a new quest. So, that's something. What was it? Tower out of nowheres. Talk to the villagers. Level 30. That's the other thing, is we don't necessarily know. It seemed like for the most part, each island sort of had a range of levels for the quests. Like Spikarog and Unvik were in the mid to high teens, which was a pretty good fit for us at the time. It was a little bit low, but like if we're talking all level 30-ish quests here, then that's going to be tricky. Like 30 is maybe just barely possible.
Hear that noise? That's Freyr. grinding her teeth. Means wars a brewing. Time to sharpen our swords.
With Bran dead, who will lead you?
Don't need a king to stick it to the Black Ones. No reason to wait.
I mean, we do have a queen now. But we could play you at Gwent, and we could just at least see what you have on you. Or selling and buying. But yeah, if it turns out that this area is just way higher level than the other islands, then maybe that's the reason why we haven't run into anything that's sending us here yet. Because it may just be that, no, this one is best saved last. May be the case, and so if it does seem like that is going to end up happening, then we might, we could just turn around and go to Hindersfjall instead. Don't think I saw anything, at least not at first glance, that it looked terribly interesting. Well, let me see if we have a bunch of things to sell. I don't think we have a ton of things. We did get all those Wild Hunt Warrior swords when we were fighting those ghosts. They're worth something, but I am kind of curious if we were to, no, not craft, but dismantle. Do they give us anything interesting? They give sapphire dust. Wow. I mean, that's, like, dust is not that good, but still, that's pretty cheap. It's probably worth it. Break them all down. Then this one here, less so on these. Well, this one, okay, yep. These ones will probably just sell outright. Yeah. Let's go back to the shop real quick and sell those. Oh, what? Where'd we get this? Death from above? Relic rarity crossbow? I don't remember seeing this. Lower attack power. Higher adrenaline point gain. Bonus experience from humans and non-humans. Really though? On a crossbow? I don't really want this. Might be worth seeing if we can break it down into interesting components though. This is relic rarity, so maybe it has some good parts to it. But I think, for the most part, we are just going to play you at Gwent. And the usual.
Smithing. Pretty tiring job. Need a break, maybe? Relax a bit? Play a game or two of Gwent?
And so, if this island is in fact supposed to be one of the last ones that you go to, then that may mean that this guy's Gwent deck could potentially be a little bit better as well. Hard to know for certain, and at least for people who are not really tied to any Gwent quests, then it does vary a bit. So, I think we've done, what, past couple have been Nilfgaard. Let's try one more with Nilfgaard here. And you are monsters. We'll go first. Decoy, Scorch, Commander's Horn, okay. Lots of special cards, but Hero Brigade Guard is only good if we can get multiple of them, and it looks like we only have one here. Otherwise, we have a lot of heroes and 10 straight unit. I think we definitely want to try to get rid of you. That's 2 decoys. If they have a bunch of spies, then we can seal them, and that would be great, but that is, with 2 decoys, that's so many that feels like that might be a bit of a risk that might be better not to take when we don't know definitively what this guy's going to throw at us. I don't think there are many monster spies, or at least I'm not sure we've seen any, to tell you the truth. Have we ever seen any monster spies? Not sure we have. In which case, do we want the decoys at all? Usually this would be pretty solid to draw into, but I think we might actually want to switch it out this time. And we got another 10 strength unit, which I think might be best, at least in this situation. And we do go first, which when we have Scorch in our hand is not great, because it is good to just have our opponent throw down a bunch of units and then immediately scorch them. I think for that reason we might want to deliberately lead off with a hero, so it's unaffected by Scorch, and then we hope that they have like a big muster, and we banish all of them. And close. However, I think one of these is going to have, 5 strength. So it's not perfect. Because you are... The 5 strength Catechin over here would be the target of the Scorch. What we really want is for all of you to be tied for the highest amount, and then we get rid of all of you. That is not the case here. So the Scorch, I mean, we could get greedy and try to wait it out a little bit. I think that is probably worthwhile. And for now, I mean, even if we were to play some of our own cards here, probably want to play Letho if we're continuing to look for our opponent to play something higher and in hopes of being able to Scorch it. So Letho's also a hero, so he's also immune to the Scorches. Okay, well, I was asking as to whether you would have any spies. I was thinking, like, monster-specific spies. The Mysterious Elf can be in any deck. So that much we knew could happen. But, like, have we seen any, like, what would a monster spy be? Like a foglet? I don't know. Like sneaking around? Maybe? Not sure what else could be a spy for monsters. So then, let's see. We're on 21. Darn. We could Scorch, but I don't love it. Because it's only a 5 strength play. That feels like that's not so great. Problem is here, our only remaining hero is Yennefer. She's a medic, so we aren't bringing anything back from our graveyard because there's nothing in our graveyard with her. So she's kind of a throwaway here. But any other card would be Scorchable for a Commander's Horn in a row that has basically nothing. So, I mean, we kind of just want to bait our opponent into playing something else. Throw out Vesemir here. He might even go down to our opponent using a Scorch. We'll see. That is exactly what happens. I mean, now we do theoretically have someone we could bring back with Yennefer for her medic ability. But, yeah. I mean, our starting hand here just looking like it wasn't a great one to go against this specific opponent, because with all the decoys, would have been best for someone who used a bunch of spies, and of course, one spy, but one that we can't steal. And I don't think we're likely to see any more. So, I mean, we could just throw down another 6 strength unit, which I think is maybe what we go for here. So that does put us in the lead. Necker, that'll be a bunch of more muster, but low strength muster, and it is again just barely enough for you to surpass us. It's unfortunate because that does force us to play another card here. And still the Scorch is sitting on only a 5 strength play, which is enough for us to take the lead here. But, so in some ways you could say, yeah, it does what you're looking for it to do. But ideally we're looking for this to be bigger than that so that it's a definitive play that is, you know, basically it's absolutely going to lead to us winning the round, which at this point you can't really say that definitively. You know, we get rid of a 5 strength card, our opponent could certainly turn around and play a 5 strength card again, or something even stronger than that. So, I mean, we could even decoy to get back Frangilla Vigo and try to back out of this round a little bit, but that doesn't feel great either. What if we play one of our bigger units? There's a chance our opponent has another Scorch, in which case it could go down, but we could bring it back with Yennefer. And if we feel like we've overinvested, then we could even decoy to bring it back. I think we might even want to do something like that. We'll play it in the range row, I think, in case we do want to use our Commander's Horn. If our opponent keeps on playing cards and we want to try to win this round, then I think this is the best we're ever going to do in terms of units that can be doubled. Okay. Once again, one-upping us. Okay, so we could look at our opponent's hand here with our leader ability, but we only get to look at 3 cards, and they have 7 at the moment. So that doesn't give us a great sense as to what they have remaining. It's potentially a way to bide some time, but thinking we do Commander's Horn here. Now that is definitely enough for us to take a much larger lead. They may pass, they do, okay. And they are monsters, which means that they get to keep one of their cards on the playing field here. I don't think it can be a hero, so I'm hoping that means that we will see no more of these 10 strength Ilmarits. So we take this one, but because they played a spy, they have a bunch of cards here. A bunch of cards more than we do. We did hold on to our Scorch. We did hold on to our Decoy. That means that we don't have much remaining right now in terms of units. So this could be rather tricky here. We could Yennefer and then use Yennefer to get someone back onto the playing field. Probably our 10 strength unit. Problem with that is that, then we have 17 strength out there. We've basically played much of our big strength cards, and we almost definitively need to win at that point. Otherwise, what do we have remaining for round 3? So I kind of feel like what we do here is we play the 10 strength card, wait to see how our opponent responds, try to bait them into playing more, ideally a big card, something other than Scorch, and then use our decoy to get it back. That way we have all of our big cards remaining for round 3, because I don't think we're going to be able to steal any spies with this. Not against the monsters deck. So let's try this. We're really hoping you don't get scorched. We could bring you back, Yennefer, if you do get scorched, but even that's not ideal. Okay, so that is good. We got them to play a 10 strength hero. So I think what we do now is we decoy out of this card, get it back in our hand, and we say, okay, we at least succeeded in getting you to waste a good card in a round that we were going to hand you anyway. We'll see if they keep on playing. That'd be perfect if they did. Okay, it's a weak muster. Doesn't do much here, but it actually did also bring a card from their hand onto the playing field. They only have 4 cards remaining here. We're going to pass now. We'll give them round 2. Also, what is their leader ability? I have to double check. Is that the one where they discard 2 cards and draw one specific one from their deck that we saw a little while ago? It may be. Okay, Commander's Horn on a row with 1 strength in it is not doing much. The problem here is actually Scorch is becoming a bit of a liability because Yennefer is unaffected, but whoever Yennefer brings back is going to be someone who, I mean, ideally has 10 strength and would certainly be the highest unit here. So I think what we want to do now is we use our leader ability. We'll see all the cards in our opponent's hand. That also buys us some time. Okay, oh, well, we got quite the play here. They're going to play that crone. It's going to bring all the crones out, and we are going to scorch them all. And that means they now have 0 cards remaining. So, good thing we did find a way to more or less pass a turn here. Because that's a huge play. Now we have no need to worry about any of these cards we're bringing out here being the scorched targets. Let's play you, and now what turns out to be a pretty convincing win. Didn't always look like that was going to be the case, but I think the key there was that we were very strategic with our approach in round 2. We'll see what we get out of this. Coins, yes. Siege Tower, oh, it's Northern Realms. So it has my attention for that reason, especially if it goes in the Siege row. It's been a long time since we last got a Northern Realms card. Hold on. What's it gonna be? 6 strength in the Siege row. We do have some other 6 strength cards in the Siege row, but because we are usually using the leader ability that doubles our Siege row, I think that is probably a good card that we could add into this. What are our alternatives? I don't even remember. Clear weather effects, impenetrable fog and played instantly. I think that's the Siege nerf, right? It's like a Siege Scorch. And it's like a range Scorch. Used to like what we have going on, though. Could be worth throwing that in. Let's see. So, I mean, it's basically the same strength as, like, the trebuchets. Functionally another trebuchet. But we do like having a bunch of units in the Siege row, non-heroes, so that we can double them with our leader ability. That's usually our big round. So, I mean, we have to think about who we'd want to get rid of to make room for that, or we could just throw in an extra card. Not out of the question. Even Dandelion, we have so little going on in the melee row, or Vesemir, so little going on in the melee row, that could be worth dumping one of you in order to make space. Like, Dandelion can double Vesemir and can double the dragon, but that's about it. I think that might be the only non-hero cards we have that go in the melee row. Yeah. I mean, Stennis, but he's a spy. So, I'm thinking basically just swap 6 strength in the melee row for 6 strength in the Siege row, because we have the leader ability to double the Siege row, whereas we do have some Commander's Horn, so it's not out of the question that we could double the melee row, but it's not guaranteed. And then that does sort of put into question whether or not we want to keep Dandelion. We can get rid of him if we wanted to. So I just think that if there's only one card that he can double, then that's, yeah, it's pretty risky having him in your deck. More often than not, you're probably just going to want to swap out of him. Does also mean that Commander's Horn is not useful in the melee row either. I mean, well, besides potentially, again, doubling the dragon, only the dragon. So we could potentially even remove one of those to make it a little bit less likely for us to come across those, because we have our leader ability, which is basically Commander's Horn and Siege Row. Then, do we have any reason to try to Commander's Horn in the range row? I mean, we have Yennefer, but she's a hero. And then we have Philippa, but she's a hero. I don't think we have any normal units. We don't. No normal units in the range row. So that means, yeah, I think for that reason, you could make a case we should get rid of all of our Commander's Horns here and just use our leader ability for that purpose. And I think that is kind of nice in some ways. It thins our deck, so to speak, to use a Gwent, or a card term, in that we're getting rid of some of our weaker cards and making it more likely for us to get to the big ones, like the spies, the heroes, the medics, the siege cards that we are definitely going to double. So I think that is beneficial, and weather effects are still, sometimes they're great, sometimes they backfire.